All right, so pass this over to Peyton. This is quiz 4 study guide. Quiz 4 study guide. The first 4 problems on that study guide you can answer from your notes that I gave you yesterday and the day before. I want to work the next 6 out for you, so you'll have them in your notes though. So I'm going to start with this number 5 right here. It tells you the complement of an angle is 39 degrees. What is the measure of the angle? Complementary angles sum 90 degrees. So in order to do this problem, you take x plus 39. You take x plus 39 and you set it equal to 90. All right. If the angles are complementary, then they sum or they add up to 90 degrees. If you solve for x here, it gives you the complement of the angle. So subtract 39 from each side. And x is equal to 51. So 51 degrees. All right, then number 6, DFG and JKL are complementary angles. So it's the same concept here. You're told that the angles are complementary, which means they need to sum 90 degrees. So you're going to take one of the angles, which is x plus 1, and you're going to add it to the other angle, which is x minus 3. And you're going to set that sum equal to 90 degrees. Your next step would be to combine your like terms. So you got an x plus an x, that's 2x. And you got a positive 1 and a negative 3, that's a negative 2. And that's equal to 90. So now you're going to add 2 to each side. So your 2x would equal 92. And then you divide both sides by 2. So 92 divided by 2 is 46. Your x is equal to 46. But that wasn't the question. The question was to find the measure of each angle. So this first angle right here, DFG. DFG is going to be equal to 46 plus 1, which is 47. And JKL, that's going to be equal to x minus 3, which is 46 minus 3, which is 43. So those are your 2 angle measures. You may want to, I don't know, highlight this, put a star next to it, because a lot of people will do this first step and they'll solve for x, and then they'll see what they got for x as one of the answer choices, and they'll pick it. Okay? But that's not the actual question. The actual question was to find the measure of each angle. So make sure you solve for x and then you substitute to find each angle measure. Number 7. Angle 1 and angle 2 are a linear pair. All right, if they're a linear pair, that means they sum 180. It says the measure of angle 1 is x minus 22. So angle 1 is x minus 22. The measure of angle 2 is x plus 84. So the first angle plus the second angle, which is x plus 84. They're a linear pair, which means they sum 180. Same concept as the previous problem. You just have to understand the difference between a linear pair and complementary angles. So you're going to combine like terms again. You got an x plus an x, which is a 2x. You got negative 22 plus 84. Negative 22 plus 84. That's positive 62. And it's equal to 180. So you can subtract 62 from each side. And your 2x is going to equal 118. And you can divide both sides by 2. And your x equals 59. Now again, be careful because this is angle 1 right here, and this is angle 2. And the question asks for the measure of each angle. So the measure of angle 1 is going to be equal to 59 minus 22. And 59 minus 22 is 37 degrees. And the measure of angle 2 is equal to x plus 84, so it's going to be the 59 plus 84. And $143. All right, number 8. Angle A and angle B are a linear pair. If they're a linear pair, then they sum 180. Here's what you're told. This means the measure of angle A is equal to 3 times the measure of angle B. You need to find the measure of angle A and the measure of angle B. So what you've got is two angles added together have to sum 180. But the measure of one of the angles is 3 times the measure of the other angle. It's 3 times bigger. All right, so your equation could be, let's solve this in the measure of angle A equals 3 times the measure of angle B. So we're going to say that x, or we're going to say that 3x plus x is equal to 180. That's 2 angles right there, one of them being 3 times bigger than the other one. Combine like terms, so 4x equals 180. And then divide by 4. And 180 divided by 4 is 45 degrees. All right, so be careful here. The measure of angle A is 3 times the measure of angle B. That means A is 3 times bigger, doesn't it? The measure of angle A equals 3 times the measure of angle B. So angle A is going to be equal to 3 times 45, which is 135. The measure of angle B, that's the smaller angle, that's 45 degrees. All right, number 9. Number 9, you're told that ray MO bisects LMN. So here's point L, here's M, here's N. If MO bisects LMN, then it splits it in half, which means that LMO is the same measure as OMN. Those two angles are the same as each other. You're told that angle LMO is equal to 7x minus 21. And NMO, angle NMO, is equal to 2x plus 39. Solve for x, find the measure of angle LMN, which is this whole big angle right here. It's going to be the sum of the two smaller angles. So if MO is a bisector, then 7x minus 21 is equal to 2x plus 39. Those two angles are equal to each other. So you subtract 2x from each side. And 5x minus 21 is equal to 39. You can add 21 to each side. So this 5x is going to be equal to 60. If you divide both sides by 5, your x equals 12. If your x is equal to 12, you go back and substitute, and you take 7, you multiply it by 12, and you subtract 21 from it. So 7 times 12 equals 84 minus 21 is 63. So this angle is 63 degrees. And if the two angles are the same as each other, then this angle is 63 degrees. And this blue angle, LMN, is 63 times 2, which is 126 degrees. I can almost guarantee you that this answer right here will be one of the multiple choice answers you can choose from. But that's not the question. All right. Read the question carefully. Highlight the part of the question, if you have to, of exactly what they're asking, which was to find the measure of LMN. Okay, number 10. Find the circumference of the circle to the nearest tenth. Circumference equals 2 times pi times the radius. And in that circle, they give you the radius. So the circumference is equal to 2 times pi times 29. To the nearest tenth. So we're going to go 2 times pi button times 29 in the calculator. I get 182.21. So that's going to be 182.2. Circumference. All right, and then I'm going to graph number 11, but you've already got the graph of it. So you don't have to draw this part. Let's see. We got this vertical.
Students, if you ride a green and black incline mountain bike, please come to 38102. Again, if you ride a green and black incline mountain bike parked by the portables, please come to 38102.
All right, you got point C at -5, -5. 2, 3, 6, 7. Yeah, I think it'll fit. So point C is at -5, -5. So -1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's point C. -5, -5. Point A is at -5, -8. Here's point A. -5, -8. Point C is at -1, -8. Here's C. Yeah, B. Sorry. All right, points A, B, and C. You need to find the perimeter, which means you need to add up the sides. Well, look at this left side. All right, both of these points have the same x coordinate. So this side, you can either count the boxes, or what's the difference between -5 and -8? It's 3. This other side, one second. Hello? Yes. Yep, we got a couple more minutes and I'll send it. Bye. Hey, so when I finish this, Miss Newland wants to see you. All right, so look at points from A to B. All right, they both have the same y coordinate. So it's a horizontal line. So it goes from -5 to -1. So that's 4 units. The side that you're missing is CB. You need the length of CB. So you got to do the distance formula. So here's your x1, y1, x2, and y2. So CB equal to square root of x sub 2 minus x sub 1. That's -1 minus -5 squared plus y sub 2 minus your y sub 1 squared. So yesterday we talked about keep, change, change. So we keep the -1, change the symbol, change the sign. -1 plus 5 is 4. Squared is 16. We're going to keep, change, change again. -8 plus 5 That's -3 squared is 9. So we get the square root of 25 here, and the square root of 25, that's equal to 5. So your side CB is equal to 5. So your perimeter is equal to 3 plus 4 plus 5. And 7 plus 5, that's equal to 12. If they happen to add to the problem, find a perimeter and the area would be equal to 0.5 times the base times the height. And since you've got a horizontal and a vertical that intersect, they intersect at 90 degrees. The base and the height are always perpendicular to each other. So the 4 is your base and the 3 is your height. So your area would be equal to 0.5 times 4 times 3. And half of 4 is 2 times 3 is 6. So there's your perimeter and your area. Anybody have any questions on any of those problems?